this video today is because of you. It's because of this community, and it's because, like I said in a previous video, the loudest voice wins on YouTube. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be your voice. It can be a collective voice. But you guys spoke and Insta360 listened. So yes, as you can see from the title of this vlog, we are shooting on the brand new Insta360 X5. And if you don't know what I'm talking about right now in that intro, there's a video right up here. We're on the internal mic, so I gotta be careful when there's a lot of noise. There's a video right up here linking to my kind of open pitch to Insta360, asking them to send me an X5 to check out, because I wanted to see what this camera would be like in a normal vlogging situation, not so much the action sports or all the sponsored videos and things that they have online. And basically what I did in that video is I just asked if you guys want to see that video to comment below and tag Insta360. And Espen Johan actually reached out directly to his Insta360 rep. And after all that, Insta360 did get in contact with me. They love the video, they love the community that we've made here, and they basically just said, what do you want to try? And we'll send it over. No terms, nothing. Insta360 gets a lot of flack for the way that they handle their sponsored videos, and I gotta say, I don't know if they've learned their lesson on it or if I had a completely different experience, but the person I was dealing with was super supportive of the channel and very easy to work with, and basically said just make whatever you want to make with it. So that's exactly what we're doing, and this will be a series of videos over the next few weeks, months. The DJI cameras are going nowhere. Don't be scared. If you bought a DJI camera, I still have all of them. I love them. They're not going anywhere. I think they're top tier action cameras, but I want to see what the X5 is capable of in terms of an everyday camera for things like this. Because now with the replaceable lenses, if you scratch one, you don't have to send it back to Insta360. I've destroyed two 360 cameras in the past, my X3 and my GoPro Max, and it was just one of those things I was always worried about. But with this one, I'm already wiping the lens on my shirt. You do have to make sure it's very clean. But the other thing is that it has just a lot of improvements in the areas that I think are really important for an everyday camera. Like one, we're shooting on single lens mode right now in the free frame mode. That's the only way to get 4x3, unfortunately. In the normal mode, you can only shoot 16:9 or 9:16. And the main issue that I have with this, and I hope they can fix it in an update, is that you have to run it through their software to get it stabilized. It's kind of like the Insta360 Go 3 and 3S reframe mode. So that's the only way to get the 4x3. But I want to try and stay as true to my style as possible while testing this camera out. The other issue is obviously you don't have ND filters, because there's no ND filters made for the 360 cameras. Now they do have the lens guard attachment, and I'm wondering if maybe they could make a ND version of that for single lens use. I saw that on somebody else's video. I thought it was a great idea. It's not my idea, but I wish I came up with it. So yeah, we're shooting 24 4K, high bit rate. Basically the best that it can do to replicate what I'm shooting on the DJI cameras. And this is the internal audio. The mic Air is coming soon. They made their own wireless mic system for the X3 and the Ace Pro 2. But I mean, yeah, we're shooting in the flat color profile right now. No motion blur, obviously, which is brutal. But that's what we're dealing with here. And this is what most people are gonna shoot with anyway. So basically my goal here, there's a lot of wind noise right now, so this is a good test. My goal here is to obviously figure out the best ways to use this camera, but also figure out where does this fit in the workflow of action cameras. Like, can this replace your normal action camera and give you 360 capabilities? Because that's really what the interesting part of the X5 is. Like, there are tons of amazing action cameras out there, but there are not that many good 360 cameras. And for me, when it comes down to 360 cameras, I only want to use that feature for like maybe 10% of my shots, maybe even less, maybe 5%. So having to carry a 360 camera and an action camera doesn't make as much sense to me. Speaking of action, crazy. So with the X3, it was almost there. Like, it had the single lens mode, so you could shoot 4K in one side like I'm doing right now. But it didn't have, like, the quality wasn't that great. And I'm not sure if it was even the quality or if I was more of a snob back then, but I don't remember the quality being that great. And even though, like, something like the Insta360 Go 3S shoots in 4K, I don't think the quality is that great. Like, I own one, it's a good POV camera, but I would never really stack it up against other action cameras. So does it look convincing enough right now in the single lens mode? Because I'll also say that using this like the way that you hold the way that you can hold the X5 is awesome, because just show it to you right here. Boop. So basically I'm just holding it out in front of me like an old Nokia or something like that, because the way that the sensor works, you can shoot in either, you can just choose the aspect ratio and it will flip it. But right now we're shooting in 4:3, but holding the camera vertically like an old Nokia or something cool like that. So this is a very comfortable vlogging position. Obviously you can't really use 360 in this mode, but that's, again, it's not really the point. I want something that I can take one camera and get the most out of it for stories, for travel, for whatever it is. I don't want to have multiple cameras on me all the time to do different things, even though I have an Action 5 Pro and an Action 2 in my bag right now. Check it out over there. We got these beasts of tugboats, sea bus coming in. We're in the shipyards, baby. And how's it look? So again, I'm using the flat profile, but I'm grading all of this in exactly the same way that I would do for the Action 5. So I'm gonna try the Phantom LUT, even though it's not technically accurate for this, and I'll put a dehancer grade over top, and I have a feeling it's gonna look really good. I was really skeptical about 8-bit color versus 10-bit color, but ever since using the Action 2 and seeing that the grade kind of just sticks well for what I'm doing, I'm already degrading the footage. So maybe 10-bit doesn't matter as much as I thought it did for my use cases. Obviously I'd still rather have it, and that's why the Action 5 is king. Like, D-Log and 10-bit color, you can't really beat that, but for some people it doesn't matter. So I don't know, what do you think? I am missing the motion blur though. You know what, I'm gonna switch to me mode right now, which is like the 360 version of single lens, so you don't have to reframe it in post. So let's see what that looks like, and also how the audio is sounding. This is also hilarious because I just made a video about not making videos on cameras, but as I said, I'm always torn between that because I'm very passionate about cameras, so especially these small ones and what they're able to do. So bear with me here while I talk about these cameras. I think I'm still doing it in a different way, but I might just be a little bit of a hypocrite. Anyway, me mode, let's go. Now I'm shooting in me mode, and again, you just hold it out in front of you. You're getting the 360 effect, you're getting the weird hand that Luis Hermosillo was talking about. I have some tricks to conceal this, which I'll do in another video when I have the items. But there's some ways, like you can put it in your bag, or you can hold a coffee cup in this hand while you're walking around, and that'll give you a good, it gives you a reason to have your hand like this as opposed to just having the stick floating up. But the beautiful part about the me mode is that you don't have to reframe it. It just comes out facing you, kind of like how I did in the last video, showcasing that feature on the Action 5 Pro. So this is just a way to get the 360 effects quickly. It looks great, and it hopefully is framing me up. Again, it's just held straight out in front of me, so I can't really see it, but I'm more curious, how does the audio sound? Because we are on the internal mics, and it's probably about 1.5 meters away from me. Yeah. Whew. So again, one of the things that I was most interested in with the X5 is just how it works in this normal mode. I know I already said that before, but this is now 3 generations of this single lens mode from the X3, the last one that I had. So I thought, you know what, after 2 generations of figuring it out, I think maybe they might have figured it out. One thing that I need you to do, Insta360, is give us 4x3 in the non-free frame mode, so I don't have to put this through your app. Then I can just take the footage immediately and drop it in, so it doesn't look like, well, this. Here, I'll show you. So this is the unprocessed, unstable footage, but it kind of has a cool effect. I might work this into something. It gives it like an old skateboarding vibe. I don't know how the shake is, to be honest, but this is what it looks like if you just took that video clip and dropped it in without processing it through the Mimo app. I just love that these companies, specifically DJI and Insta360, GoPro's kind of dead now. I think they're actually going out of business, which is unfortunate because they kind of started it, but they really never kept improving and adding more things, and they got just overtaken so fast. It's really sad. Oh damn, I could have made it. It's right there. Whatever. So basically, ever since I switched to smaller cameras and realized the capabilities of these and what they open up creatively, I've been curious to try different ones because I was always just so skeptical. After owning GoPros for so long, it took me a while to take the leap to actually try a DJI camera. And if you have been following since I switched over, what actually ended up happening is I got really comfortable creating videos with my iPhone. And once I started doing that and realizing, you know what, it's not the most like ergonomically sound thing, but the quality's fine, and I got over the full frame kind of effect, I started to think about maybe these DJI cameras work. Like I had the Osmo Pocket 3. I really liked the colors I was getting out of it and the way I could grade it. So that's when I decided to give the Action 4 a shot. And after that, it's kind of all been history from there. Like these cameras have really changed the way that I think about creating, and it just allows me to create with the life that I currently have set up. Like as a dad, as a business owner, I don't have time to lug around all my gear like I used to, and frankly, I don't ever want to do that again. Like what these little cameras have enabled and created clarity-wise for me has really been kind of what I was chasing about YouTube in the beginning. It's like I feel a genuine fulfillment to create now, and it's not bogging me down like it used to. I know I can just walk out of my house with a small camera that fits into my coat pocket, and I can vlog in between the moments of my day that require me to be a dad or be a business owner or be present in other ways. So the whole thing, paired with also having a passion for cameras and realizing how much I love these little cameras, just makes me want to explore what are the other ones capable of and what can we get in these other offerings. So as always, these videos are never scripted. I actually tried to script a few videos, the last couple, and the problem that ends up happening is when I try to use the script, I just feel like I'm talking to the camera and not really connecting. And so a lot of times I've actually ended up recording the whole video with the script. It takes me a long time. I get halfway through the edit and I go, this is trash, and I throw it out, and then I just walk outside and re-record the video without using the script. It's good to script your ideas, and it's good to do that if you can, but I really need to get into a pocket when I'm talking, and I need to be able to really communicate with you guys on a stream of consciousness level. And I find when I'm using a script, it doesn't allow for those moments in between where the real gold is. So yeah, this video right here just took a completely wild turn. What else? What were we talking about? Some of the other improvements. So this right here is actually a really cool feature that has been just added on the X5, and that's it's called instaframe, I think. So what it's doing is it's still giving you the full 360 view, but it's kind of pairing it with the me mode. The only issue is that you can only record a flat video of 1080 on this. So it's basically giving you a reframe video in 1080 like the me mode would, but in the me mode you get up to 4K, I believe. So slightly lower resolution, but you are still retaining the 360 file. And you can also do cool things like this, where I just tap this button and it starts to rotate. You can see this sweet Saint-Eval ship that's over here, and it just comes right back to me. So you're able to kind of weirdly, you're using it as a single frame, a single lens camera and a 360 camera at the same time. So I think this is a pretty cool feature, and 1080 in 360 terms is actually not that bad, because even though you can record 8K with the X5, the end result is not 8K. Like, it's the whole thing is 8K. Once you turn it into a flat video that you would be watching right now, it ends up being closer to 2.7K with the crops and all that stuff. So 1080 isn't too bad when you're considering what you're getting here. And the fact that you can record 4K in single lens mode. So what do you think? This is a test of the instaframe mode. We're gonna walk on. There's also the pure video night mode, which is insanely good for, it's kind of like the Ace Pro 2 or the DJI Action 5 low light video mode, and it does work really well. The problem is they didn't include it for single lens, which is kind of, I mean, I'm sure they have their reasons, but always take the stairs, brother. You know my motto. Still not there yet. I'll be out of breath by the time I get to the top of the stairs here. One thing that I will say, just from using it for today, is this form factor is my favorite. It's the same as the, it's like I was talking about with the Action 2, is that this is how you hold the Action 2 to get a horizontal video. If you want to get a vertical video, you have to turn it like this. But because I'm always shooting for YouTube and horizontal, I like being able to hold something like this because it's more comfortable, and then have it be horizontal. So for this form factor, it just feels natural in my hand. It honestly, the best way I can describe it is it just feels like an old Nokia phone. I'm out of breath because I'm still out of shape. I have lost a little weight though. Again, this video is kind of the introduction to the camera. Then the next videos following using the X5 probably won't be exactly about the X5, but it will be showcasing how all this stuff works in a normal vlog sense, like we're used to. That's kind of what I was advocating for, is a healthy balance between gear showcase and gear production. This video is more like painters talking to painters about their favorite paintbrushes. Alright, the beautiful waterfront station, ladies and gentlemen, in pure video mode, 360 with, yeah, like their low light mode. So let's see how this looks. It's like, it's in 8K right now, so like I said, I'm not really pumped to use this camera for 360 mode. I'm more pumped to see how it works at all the other stuff. We already know it does amazing 360. So, what do you think? Instaframe mode. Let me make sure it's recording, yeah. We're in the Instaframe mode, so we're able to get the flat video and the 360. And I just want to see what it sounds like. I remember you could connect the DJI mic mini with Bluetooth, so I've got it right here. I know it's not the best quality, but I wanted to see how it works for you guys, as well as myself. The Insta360 did release their own version of these. It's called the Insta360 Mic Air, and it is on the way. They didn't get it in the original packaging, but I think it's coming, not original packaging. They didn't send it with the other stuff, so it should arrive within the next week, and that's really what I'm curious about, because one of the biggest setbacks for Insta360 is the fact that they don't have that seamless audio connection, but now they do. So we're gonna see how it works and how it performs, obviously. But how does this sound right now? So we're using the mic mini to get this audio. My guess is it probably sounds like when you connect to Bluetooth with the iPhone and the DJI mics, it just doesn't sound as good or full, but I'm gonna treat it and see. I'll probably do a little bit back and forth of like, is it sound good edited or not? So right now we're in Gastown, and they are about to change a one-way street that has been like this for as long as I can remember to a two-way, and that is going to cause a buttload of disaster. Oh man, this is going to be a lot of fun to edit in post because there's so many moving parts here. That's my biggest fear with using 360 cameras in the traditional sense of using the reframe mode and stuff like that, is just how much time it takes in post to get your video out. So I'll make another video on that after. Obviously I can't talk about that in this video. But yeah, what do you guys think so far of the X5? Like, is this something you can see working into your workflow? I think I can so far, as long as it looks good. That's the real key here. And I should say, as long as it looks good enough. Like I was saying earlier, the X5 is 10-bit color. Or sorry, the X5 is 8-bit color, but so is the Action 2. And I was really surprised with the look that I was able to get out of it. So I'm hoping that's not a limiting factor here, but we'll see. All right, back to the single lens mode. I gotta say, switching between different modes is really intuitive and easy on this thing. And it just, like I said, I'm just holding the camera out in front of me with my hand. And because of the wide field of view, I think it just gives a good look. Check out this police bike over here. Oh, what up, Dino?
What is that?
It's a 360 camera.
That's cool.
But
it's got more options, I suppose, because it's a lot larger than... It's like not one of those, what do you call it, GoPro?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I was just...
Well, that's the one that takes the images that is more...
Yeah, it can do everything.
Right.
Like 360 degrees. But
that's the one that NASA uses to convince the public that the Earth is actually evolved.
So this is one of my pro tips with walking with... So this is one of the pro tips I have for concealing the selfie stick. So a lot of people have like when you watch somebody walking around with a 360, you see the little thing in their hand, and if you have a coffee cup in your hand or something like that, it just makes it a little more natural. So let's see. We can do this one, I guess. It still kind of looks weird, but it's more natural to be holding your coffee. Maybe not as natural to be sipping the coffee. But you got to get creative with your ideas. Like maybe you can put it in your bag, sticking out a little bit, something like that. Okay. But again, what do you think? Like, doesn't it look way more natural holding a coffee like this? And again, we're in the Insta360 mode. I think this is actually a pretty good mode because you're still getting both files if you want to be able to quickly adjust it. Wipe there. That's the other thing. You got to keep these lenses super clean, because one, with the smaller sensors, and like anything on the lens is going to show up in the frame. Like if you have a little speck of dust on the front, because the focus is so deep, you're actually going to see a lot of those things. So just always try and keep your lens as clean as possible. This is kind of the last mode I wanted to test today, which is just having it on a selfie stick. I don't know if you can see it through the window there, but I'm using the same selfie stick that I would normally use for my Action 5, and I have a little side bracket mount, so the 360 is off to the side, like it's horizontal now because you can do that, but it's giving the perfect kind of this is exactly one-to-one how I would use the Action 5. So this is just a nice look here. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Good.
What's going on?
To Europe.
Going to the coffee shop?
Yes, Revolver. The best coffee shop in Vancouver.
Nice. Just testing out this camera.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'll see you around.
Yes, see you.
See you later. Run. Red light. Tip number 3, don't die. So yeah, this test right here will probably be the most accurate one-to-one look for comparison's sake. So this is what you're looking at right now in front. I got them to send me the side bracket because I wanted to use it like this. It keeps it a little more compact. and obviously you've got your screen right here and your lens here, so you're able to just, it's just like a little bit longer. So the big question that I want to answer, not really particularly in this video, but going forward, is the single lens mode good enough on the Insta360 X5 to justify it as an everyday camera, even if you weren't going to use it for 360? Because obviously having the 360 is a great perk, but if it can't do the other things well, then it's a little bit of a lost leader. I'd probably rather just have just a standalone action camera, or even the Ace Pro 2, so which we will be testing as well. You didn't hear it here though. So what do you guys think so far? This is the greatest guitar player in Vancouver. Love that guy's guitar playing. It's probably one of my favorite parts about taking the C-Bus. But all in all, I gotta say, the versatility and being able to change modes and try different things on the X5 is giving me a lot of ideas for future vlogs. So I'm excited to continue to create and continue to answer that question. Boom. So again, I'm really not taking this first video too seriously. I literally opened this camera, changed the settings to kind of what I normally would. I haven't even explored all of them. I haven't even shot in any of the other color profiles other than the flat. I just wanted to see, how is this camera gonna look straight out of the box with some subtle tweaks that I would normally do for every single camera that I own. And honestly, I've had a blast creating today. I miss the ND filters, I miss the motion blur, because that really is just like, I feel like part of my style, and I use it as a character almost in my videos. Like I'll intentionally go like this when I'm using my Action 5 with the ND filters to give it just a different feeling, you know what I mean? But this is not what this camera is for, and we're going to answer what this camera is for later. But I really wanted to just give you the kind of like, you and I are sitting at a coffee shop together and you're like, hey, what's that camera? And I try and tell you kind of what it does and how it looks in a way that just, this is not a review, this is not even a first impressions, this is just like, dude, pass me that camera, I'm gonna go make something with it and see what happens. And I hope that kind of hits and resonates with you. I think people tend to take things a little too seriously on all accounts. My goal here has always been to tell stories, send a clear message, and have fun using the things that I have. And after using this camera for most of the day today, I gotta say, it's been pretty fun. I don't know what the footage looks like at the end, but I can tell you that switching the modes, changing to 360, going back to not, it's a lot less complicated than I imagined it would be. Now, we still have to face the huge dragon in the room, if you will, which is the post of all this. But I think that the updates over the years have made it a lot easier to, as long as you kind of know what you want to do 360 wise, there's a mode in there that will give you a finished product without having to spend so much time reframing in post. Because the last thing you want to do after you've shot for a day is spend equal parts editing and creating, or sorry, equal parts in the editing room trying to reframe and exporting things a whole bunch of times. It kind of kills a lot of the fun. So I'm really curious to try out all the features that make this process a lot easier, and I think they're doing a good job so far with the updates and the apps and all that stuff. But I'm gonna go grab some lunch. Insta360, please do whatever you can though to give us 4x3 stabilized straight out of camera. That would be the mode I would use the most. This free frame mode is kind of cool, but it's an unnecessary next step for somebody who just wants to use 4x3 and have that image pushed right through. So that would be my first biggest ask.